What's up, guys? My name's Kenny, and I hope you're all feeling good today. Welcome back to another chess video. This video is going to be a game review. I want to go over this game that I just got done playing. I thought it was really interesting. Had a lot of interesting scenarios, situations with pieces that I thought were worth showing you guys. So yeah, this might be a long analysis, a review of a single game, but it is worth it. It is also worth pointing out that both myself and my opponent are in the 1,000 to 1,100 elo range. I've actually lost like 50 elo points or more. I've been playing very poorly. I've been getting very frustrated and upset. Oftentimes I play these games and I get angry and I just like I need to walk away and cool off because I'm not getting better at chess. I make a lot of blunders still. But I play a lot. It's just, playing too fast, not thinking. I don't know what it is. Either way, I thought I would just show you guys this game analysis of this game. Now, I do end up winning this game. My opponent did make a lot of blunders and poor moves, so it wasn't like the strongest competition for myself, but I also played sort of a not ideal game. So it was kind of a balanced, game for the most part. But there's a lot of misses in this game, a lot of moves that I just were overlooked by both of us. So I want to show you guys a lot of these overlooked scenarios and moves that could have played out. So I start with the e4 pawn. They go with c6. I know that they're going to play a Caro-Kann. I don't really know how to play against this, so we'll just, this is just the opening here. Then they play e6. So they got a little triangle thing going here. I decide to move my bishop out. Maybe not the greatest thing to do. Then they push this pawn forward. So this is interesting to push that pawn forward. Kind of leaves an open space here for me to bring in my bishop, which I believe I do bring my bishop out here and put them in check after a trade here in the middle. Then they block with the bishop here. Now, I have a knight protecting this. Now, if I take here, which I think is what I do take with the pawn, and they take the bishop, so they do want to trade. But this pawn, is not going to stay there. It's going to get taken by that bishop. The analysis apparently is saying that I missed something here. Apparently what I missed is I could have taken this pawn here, which I don't really understand. It says it's a brilliant move. I wouldn't think that it would be a good idea to do this. Now, this bishop does block the queen from taking my knight, but then I lose a bishop here. Oh, I see what it is. Never mind. Okay. Yeah, I forgot I had a bishop here. So this square is actually open. So now I can fork the king. This is actually a triple fork. The king, the rook, and the bishop here. I see. So if the king were to move here, I could come in and take. I'm assuming that's the best move. It actually says knight f3 is the best move, or queen. Oh, it's actually saying to develop here. That's weird. I would have thought that at the very least you could maybe get this. I don't know. Because if you go here... Yeah, I'm actually not sure why that's so great. Or why not just taking right away? The analysis is not recommending to take that right away. It's saying to develop pieces, but either way, I missed it anyway. That's what would have happened if I would have made this move. I don't know. Maybe I should have been more aware of like, hey, I got a bishop here targeting this. I should just, yeah, I should have done that. I didn't really think about that. Anyway, so I take here, they take back, I take it. Apparently this is a blunder. What move did I make next? I brought my knight out. I just said, okay, let's just bring my knight out. What I could have done here... Oh, it still wants me to do this. Yeah, okay. So, my opponent was just supposed to ignore this pawn for the moment and do something about this. Got it. Anyway. So that's not really, like, horrible. It's just, I overlooked this the entire game. I just didn't see that move. So I just developed my knight. They put me in check with their queen. Now I could block with the queen, but then I feel like once you have this situation, it's like you just have two queens that are pinning the other queen. So I didn't really want to do this. I didn't really want to trade queens here. Although maybe I should have. So instead what I do is I actually block with the knight. Put it up here. They move their queen out of the way. I castle. They push their pawn up to attack my knight. I move my rook over here. Now, I thought this was a good move. Apparently, this is a blunder. Okay, because I figured, hey, if you take this, I don't really care. Because I can put you in check, and you have to move the king. Or block with like this or something, and then I can just take your queen. So that I thought the rook move here was a good move. Apparently, my opponent could have moved their knight here, which would have been a good move, which, you know, I think that is what they did. Yeah, they did actually do that in the game. I don't see why moving a rook here was a blunder. Because can I just move my knight out of the way? Oh, apparently I could have done this in this situation. How is this a brilliant move? How is this a brilliant move? Because the king takes it for free. And then queen f3? I feel like I still just gave up a knight because now the king moves back. No, that's a blunder. Because of this still. Well, the game is always going to say that I'm missing stuff and blundering stuff because I just never did this. I never forked the king. That I can't believe I didn't see that the entire game. But I don't see why this is anything special here. Like, it just... I mean, I guess, what, move the king back here? Apparently that was the best one to avoid this whole situation. But now the king just got my knight for free, so I don't know. I feel a little weird about this. Follow-up would have been to still go after the rook. Okay, well, sure. I fail to see why this is a brilliant move, if I'm being honest with you. So yeah, that's why I kind of wanted to, I wanted to go over this analysis because there were some moves apparently that were brilliant moves that I missed, and way over my head on that one. So I ended up just moving my knight back here to get it away from the pawn. Then they castled. So now with the castling, my idea was to bring my queen out here, which I did. The analysis says this is a blunder. But my idea was if they made a random move like this, that I would bring my bishop here, and they would have to make a move to like this to block the checkmate. Because if they did something else, then this is checkmate. So this was my idea, was to go for this sort of checkmate there. That's why I brought my queen out here. But moving the queen out here was a blunder because the queen was protecting the knight. Now, I saw this, and I did this anyway, because I thought, well, if they were to just take my knight here, what I could then do is still go through with my plan, because now this opens up the queen to attack the bishop now. And if they did this, then I would just be able to take it back. So I thought that would be fine. But what I overlooked was actually, right, so I thought this was okay to move the queen here. What I overlooked was if they took this, and then I moved here, they could actually just take this other knight. Now, of course, I would win the bishop back, but they did sacrifice 2 knights to do so, which is not great. So yeah, this move was a blunder because of this. My opponent did not take it though. Instead, they moved the rook over here, which was a blunder for them. The next move I made was to follow through with my plan, to move the bishop over here. Apparently, I missed another brilliant move here, which was actually knight to e6. This was a brilliant move because if my opponent decided to take, then the queen comes here, check. The king can only move to 2 spaces, right? Because I can't block it. So if the king moves here, the knight's protecting the square, so this is just checkmate, right? So that's just a checkmate. So the king would have to move here. If the king moved there, there's actually a pattern here for checkmate, starting with knight here to f7. This is check. King has to move back. Then you move the knight over here. Now this opens up the queen, so this is actually a double check, so the pawn cannot take. King has only 2 spaces to go here. Once again, if it moves here, it's the same situation, checkmate. So we have to move back here again. Now you move the knight up here. No. Never mind. I did it. We already moved the knight there. Now the knight's on this square, so you can move the queen here. It gives us a brilliant move because my opponent would have to take here. Black would have to take with either the rook or the knight. But what this does is it leaves the king smothered in the corner with nowhere to go. And this would be a smothered mate. So the knight can then move here, and this is checkmate. So it doesn't matter if they took with the knight or the rook. Either way, my knight comes here, white wins. So, of course, I didn't see that whole pattern there. I never saw this move, so I didn't do it. But that's just something to show you. How was I supposed to see that? And then, of course, if they didn't take, I don't know, I think this would be checkmate if they, you know, if they didn't, like, block like this, right? That would have been a brilliant move if I would have done that. What would have happened here? Interesting. Very interesting. This is how this could have played out. It's fascinating because I don't know why the king wouldn't just take here. If the king were to take, this knight would come back. King moves over. Bishop check. King back. Queen here. Bishop. Okay. I see. So this would be checkmate. Okay, so yeah. Apparently, I missed that as well. Well, that would have been... Okay, this knight's brilliant move. I never made this move, by the way. So I didn't even get to this point. But if I did do this, and then they decided to go with this, or this, I mean, if they went with that, then this. So that's like a double knight, like 2 brilliant knight moves in a row is what that would have been if it was like this. It's just crazy. I don't know. I'm not that smart. I'm not brilliant in that sense. Anyway, what I did do in the game, there's a lot of game left, is I moved the bishop here to try to go for this. Of course, now they block like this. So now I had an idea of trying to get my queen to this square because that would be checkmate. So I started by moving the queen over. They pushed this pawn forward, which is probably not the best move. Then I moved my rook forward, and I guess I could have, again, I could have gone for this whole move here, which would have targeted the queen. Probably forked. Actually, it would have been a fork, right? Can't believe I didn't do that. Why did I not do that? Said I moved the rook up. They brought their queen over. Now here I blundered. I said I don't really care about this knight. Like, they can take it. I said whatever. I wanted to really double up my rooks. What I should have done was just do a simple move like this. Move my pawn up to protect here. I'm sure the queen could have maybe come in and taken this. Maybe not. Okay, apparently not. But yeah, that would have protected my knight. I never did that, so I just blundered it. I got it taken. So then I moved my rook out of the way. That was a bad move by me. Maybe I just forgot that the queen was protecting the bishop here. That's probably what it was. Is I planned on taking the bishop back, but the queen was here. So, then they brought their knight out, which was a blunder, because I could have taken, and then if the queen takes, then I... Well, no, they wouldn't have... Wait, why is that a blunder? Because then here, and then here... Maybe because I would have won a rook there. But then this would have been hard to checkmate them. Interesting. Either way, it would have won me a rook. I think. Kind of. Although yeah. Yeah, it would have won a rook for me. Anyway, so that's not what happened. Instead, I moved my knight here, attacking the queen. They took this pawn. So then I had the brilliant idea, I say brilliant sarcastically, the brilliant idea of moving my pawn up to attack two things at once, attacking the queen and attacking the bishop at the same time. But the queen said, nah, I'm just going to take that pawn. Now you're not attacking my bishop anymore. Or the queen. So I just lost a couple pawns there. But you know what? I figured there's so many pieces on the board here that this game is going to end by checkmate. Like, there's not going to be an end game. I don't care about losing a couple pawns on this side of the board. I mean, look at all the pieces that are still on the board. It's quite a bit. So then what I do is I move this pawn up. So I had sort of ideas of like wanting to go here and take this knight. I can't right now with this knight here, but maybe I thought if they moved it, or maybe I was looking at this earlier in the game before they moved there of like, yeah, I really wanted to move this knight out of the way. It's probably why I actually moved here. But if I was to take here and they took like this, which actually no, they wouldn't even take like that, so I don't know why I'm saying that. They would have taken with the knight. Yeah. Okay, that would not have worked. Okay, for some reason I thought I could have taken this. But what I ended up doing was I moved this pawn up because I figured if I moved both my rooks forward here, both of them went down, then I would be leaving a back rank checkmate open for the queen. So I figured I would want to open up a little escape path for my king. So then they brought this rook over and I put my queen right here and said, you cannot take this knight. Then they put me in check. So I think, so this is a major blunder for my opponent. I think because they thought I would just take like this and then they could take my rook. But I just took it with the king. So they gave up a bishop there for pretty much no reason, just hoping I made a blunder. But of course they didn't. So then they put me in check here. I block with the bishop because I thought if I move back here, they would... Oh no, they couldn't do that. That would have been a blunder. Okay, I guess I should have just moved back. But I blocked with the bishop. Then they moved there, so I moved back there. Okay, so now we're in this position. Now, I feel like I've got a lot of potential to do things. I move... Okay, so yeah, there's a check. So I put them in check. I take that pawn. The king moves here. Then I move here to put him in check. Now this does let them take, but I said, I don't care. I said, I don't care. You can take that because I want to come down and take your rooks. So I do come down and take the rooks, and then they just blunder their queen, and that's the game. They resigned after They were really hoping for me to move my rooks off this back rank. And then when I did, they just got so happy that I had nothing back here on this back rank that they could just move their queen in and check me. But I said, no, you can't do that. Like, my rook is able to move all the way across the board. So yeah, they gave up after this. Apparently, though, why was this a blunder? What would my best move have been here? This would have been a good move. Oh yeah, I guess so. They don't take it. They don't take my my knight or my bishop with their knight. Okay, interesting. So the game played out. The game ended very quickly here after this situation, but I feel like I was still gonna win anyway. So yeah, my opponent made a lot of blunders in this game. So did I. I just want to show you guys like a lot of this missed, all these missed moves that could have happened. I really enjoy going over games, reviewing them, and just seeing like what could have happened. But I'm definitely not smart enough to make some of those brilliant moves. Haven't played enough chess yet. But I love chess. I've been having a lot of fun with it the past 2 or 3 months. 3 months now. Getting better, but I feel like I've hit this point at around 10, like 1100, 1000 that I just can't get over. I would love to get to 12, 13, 1400, but I think I got to study a lot more and really just avoid making so many of these blunders that I've been making. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys later.